Bottom line here in Ukraine is that people here say, you know, while they're open-minded to the possibility of a deal with Russia as long as there are security guarantees, they're just not convinced Russia really has an appetite for coming to the negotiating table right now. So their perspective is that needs to change in some way. How it does, if it does, remains to be seen.
Yes, Connell. It does. Robert, as always, thank you. Robert Sherman reporting live from Kyiv. Remember, you can sign up for Robert's newsletter and read his firsthand accounts from Ukraine and much more of his reporting. It's called Frontlines with Robert Sherman. We're joined once again on the program right now, putting a face on the impact of this war by Marusia Yelizova, who's a Ukrainian living in Kharkiv. I first met Marusia reporting along the Ukrainian border in the early days of the war, and she's been coming on here the last few weeks to give us an idea of what it's like now, especially in the eastern part of Ukraine, which has been hit so hard. What can you tell us, Marusia, about kind of day-to-day life? Robert is reporting on the prospects for peace. Does it feel like peace is anywhere close in your city?
Hi, thank you for having me on. I actually don't feel anything like peace, but I can say that Ukrainians really want peace. We don't want to give up. We don't want to give our territories to Russia, but still we want peace. And we really hope that Trump can make some pressure to stop this war.
These pictures we're showing that you sent in to us, I think last time you were on, you told us that building is right near where you live, right?
Yeah, right.
How is the area now? I mean, is that kind of thing been happening a lot, or was that that's not a one-off, right? Kharkiv, that area gets hit a lot by Russian drones or rockets?
Right now, Kyiv suffers more than Kharkiv, but it's really for a short time because really closer to the border of Russia. And anyway, tomorrow or after tomorrow, we will suffer again.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, constantly.
And it's been happening since pretty much the early days of the war when we first met. We had a guest on our show Friday named Andriy Dobryansky from here in New York who represents Ukrainian interests, and he was talking about the war and how it's kind of changed. I just want to play a quick clip from Andriy about the beginning of the war versus now. Here's what he said.
Definitely a different type of war now than we had at the beginning. Russia has lost so many tanks. Everybody talks about how big Russia is, how many soldiers, but it's really an aerial war now, and that's why this new deal that potentially, with the European money, we're going to get supplies into Ukraine, that helps, but really Russia hasn't budged at all.
Russia not only hasn't budged at all, but Marusia, do you feel like it's like they're hitting more, that there's more Russian strikes than there were maybe 6 months or a year ago?
Yeah, it's really more than it was in 2022. But they were really closer than right now to my city, to my area. But anyway, drones can fly, rocket strikes, bombs.
Mm-hmm. It's those pictures. Look at that from just about every day we get this. Let me show on the map from our tablet here exactly where Marusia is speaking to us from. So this is the area right in here. So when we talk about these areas that are under quote-unquote Russian control, it's just outside of there what they're talking about if they ever have any kind of serious negotiations. So let me end with something I think I asked you a few weeks ago, Marusia, which is you really said, understandably, you want peace. But are you willing to be a Russian citizen to achieve that peace? In other words, would you be willing to give up your country, Ukraine, if it meant peace? Have you thought about that? Have members of your family, has anybody been thinking or talking about things like that?
We cannot say it for sure, but we don't want to be a part of Russia. We don't want to live in that country. We are Ukrainians. We cannot predict anything that will happen in the future. The war is really tough, but we really wish and hope to stay in Ukraine, the part of Ukraine.
Of course, and we hope that you keep coming on to tell us your story so that, again, people here can understand what's happening there. Thank you, Marusia. Stay safe, okay? Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.